Welcome to India. Bryan here, joining you for the next couple of lessons as we explore the beauty and culture of India, one of the most densely populated and culturally diverse countries in the world. This region has a history dating back over 5,000 years. As you can see here, the people have a very close relationship with the land and the plants and animals that live here. Our lesson objectives for today are to be able to answer the questions: number 1, what is life like for the people of rural India? And number 2, what are the major religious groups in India? Ready, explorers? Let's get to it. Rural culture. It's hard to know just how many people live here because it's estimated that 40% or fewer of Indian births are recorded each year. But current estimates show that India is the most rapidly growing country on Earth. Its megacities are bursting. And yet, more than half of the people live in rural communities away from the congestion. In this lesson, we'll stay here in the countryside where things are a little slower paced. Around half of Indian workers are farmers, growing things like coffee, spices, jute, rice, coconuts, and tea. Ooh, yum! And a typical farming village is a cluster of homes surrounded by fields. Most paths in the village, like those children take to school, are made of dirt. A larger paved road would run nearby and would be where you'd actually see vehicles, such as bicycles or buses. Water sources are shared, from wells to washing pools, and it's a good thing these pools are available too. Many rural homes lack air conditioning, and India is hot for much of the year. But it's okay. Indians keep cool by wearing loose, light clothing made of cotton or linen, like the kurta this man is wearing or this woman's sari. Houses are made of brick and tile for those who make a decent living, but most are made of mud and thatch, which has been a common practice for thousands of years. A traditional charpoy, a cross between a wooden bed frame and a hammock, is where you would rest your head at night. Unfortunately, these can't swing around because many rural Indians live in extended family homes, with many relatives living under one roof. How do you think your daily life would be different if you lived in an extended family home with many people living under one roof? In recent years, a majority of Indian villages have been wired for electricity and television, but many villages are still struggling with high rates of illiteracy and want their children to have free access to primary education. More common than going to school in rural villages, children are working to supplement their family's income. Women have the largest number of roles in the rural setting. They can be found fetching water, grinding millet, chopping firewood, working in fields, dressing children, washing clothes, husking rice, cooking, and more. How would you compare the roles of rural Indian women to the roles women have in your community? Take a second to pause the video here and write down your response. Speaking of cooking, India has one of the most interesting and tasty cuisines in the world. For religious reasons, around a third of Indians are vegetarian, and many meals are vegan. But that doesn't stop them from grilling, spicing, and saucing their delicious dishes. They don't call India the land of spices for nothing. It's also common for non-vegetarians among the population to eat goat, chicken, and fish. Popular foods vary from region to region across India. North India is known for its thick sauces, curries, and yogurts, which they serve with rotis, often used for dipping or as a flatbread. This tandoori chicken looks delicious, you guys. In contrast, South India uses less bread in favor of rice and lentils, so the sauces tend to be thinner, as you can see with this fish curry. India's religious traditions. So many of India's traditions, from the festivals to the food and the clothing to the social norms which have been practiced in India for over 3,000 years, began with the development of Hinduism. India's most popular religion is the world's largest polytheistic faith. As many as 3 million gods are worshipped in some form. Hindus believe that all living beings are connected and that each has a soul. The choices made in a person's life are their karma, which is believed to affect their future. Hindus also believe in reincarnation, meaning their soul lives on after their human body dies and is reborn into another body. What connections do you see between karma and reincarnation? Karma ties in because the new life a soul is born into is determined by the positive or negative nature of their karma from previous lifetimes. For these reasons, animals are treated with care and respect, especially the cow, which is revered because of its giving spirit. While cows are not worshipped as gods, they are so well respected that a single cow could stop traffic on a major highway for several hours just by sitting down in the middle of the road. It is considered disrespectful to disturb it. This is why most Indians do not eat beef, even if they do eat other meats. The Ganges River is a sacred space to Hindus, and as such is one of the most densely populated regions anywhere in the world. For centuries, a traditional belief of Hinduism was a rigid social structure known as the caste system. A person's role in society was determined by the caste to which their family belonged, with children inheriting their caste from their parents. Your caste or social class would determine your job, whether or not you had access to education, who you could marry, and even where you could go. Think about what job you'd like to have when you grow up. Based on one of your parents' jobs, would you be in the right caste to pursue the job you want? In recent decades, India's government has been fighting for human rights and the freedom to pursue any job in society, making discrimination according to caste illegal. It has become less rigid than in previous centuries, but many people still maintain social relationships only with the people in their own caste. Around 4 out of every 5 people in India are Hindu, and while it is not the majority religion of many other countries, it is still the world's 3rd largest religion because so many people live here. India's other major religions include Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Among these, Buddhism is the oldest. It was begun by a prince in response to suffering he witnessed in the world. Siddhartha Gautama's teachings reveal the inevitability of suffering as a result of our desires, and that shedding desires and mastering one's mind and emotional state would lead to nirvana, the alleviation of suffering. He became known as the Buddha, which translates to the Enlightened One. Buddhists share many beliefs with Hindus, including the existence of karma and reincarnation. While Buddhism is no longer as popular in India, its influence across East and Southeast Asia makes it the world's 4th largest religion. Famous King Ashoka Maurya was a Buddhist, and a symbol representing him can be found on India's flag, despite India being a predominantly Hindu nation. Sikhism, India's 4th largest religion, began as a movement to blend Hinduism and Islam and bring peace between Hindus and Muslims. It does not incorporate the caste system and is heavily concentrated in the Punjab region near Pakistan. The world's largest Sikh temple is the Golden Temple. Anyone that visits this temple is given a meal. The number is estimated between 50 to 60,000 per day, or up to 100,000 during special religious holidays. That's a lot of cooking. Jainism also got its start here, in reaction to the brutal nature of the caste system. Jains believe that violence of any kind is wrong, and the principal guideline for them is to do no harm. How do you think the principle do no harm affects daily habits like eating for Jains? You probably guessed that Jains are vegetarians, but you might be surprised to learn that many Jains are so committed to this philosophy that they won't even swat pesky bugs or eat root vegetables like carrots or potatoes, because removing the roots of a plant will kill it. This concludes our tour of the rural villages and traditional culture of India. Join me in another lesson where we'll move into the hustle and bustle of India's largest cities and learn about India's 21st century economy, one of the fastest growing in the world. Until next time, keep exploring.